Okay, hey guys, so this is going to be my pedal board video, but I'm actually talking to the person filming it real quick at the beginning, which was I saw this stuff about George Lucas and Star Wars, and Star Wars is really great, at least his movies were, and there's a couple of spots where he has like these like high production value shots and like scenes with lots of special effects, but the camera is shaky, and it's kind of like, wait, that's weird. Why would the camera be shaky in a digitally generated thing? And then George Lucas explains it like, well, it's like in a documentary, the camera is shaky, and so audiences just kind of associate the camera being a little bit shaky and handheld with the footage being real. And obviously, I'm not doing something like Star Wars, but I strongly prefer the camera being handheld. You don't have to keep it perfectly still all the time, you know? I think it makes it just feel real. So, anyway, nobody really wants to know how the sausage is made. This is my new pedal board video, okay? So, yeah, let's take a look at it real quick. And it's been a couple of years since I did a video like this, but the big difference now from how it was before is that I've simplified a lot. I've simplified a lot, and now I only have really bare essentials. And the reason I came to that decision to simplify my pedal board situation was because when I was playing live with my band, I basically just found it impossible to actually do a good job of switching all the effects I wanted. And I went on this long, like 10-year quest to automate it and use control changes from Logic to switch the effects while I'm playing and da 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 da. And it just felt like when you think about that part of Dune where they're talking about like the ancient history of the Dune franchise, and they say like a machine should not do the work of a man, right? And then I'm like, well, I'm doing all the stuff that's not fun to theoretically make things better, but at the end of the day, now it's a machine doing it, not a person, right? And so it actually ruins everything. So I thought, okay, this needs to go old school. I need to have only as many effects as I can competently operate while still playing guitar and singing, right? So here's what I got. Is I've got first, let's film down here now. I've got a tuner because you need a tuner to tune the guitar. That's probably the most important one, and it is easy to forget that, but every time you forget that the tuner is the most important pedal, you should probably go home and think about your life. You want to go home and rethink your life. Okay, then at the end, I've got a delay, and this is my favorite delay, and go buy one. They're kind of expensive, but they're really, really good. And actually, if you're on a budget, there's one that does exactly the same thing, but comes in at like $100 called TC Electronic Nova Delay, I think it's called. It's really good, and it's way, way cheaper than this one, right? Anyway, then I got two distortion pedals. This one is, okay, and actually there's a philosophical thing to why it's two and how I have the two set up. And I thought of this on my own, but honestly, it might just be that I'm thick-headed and other people told me, and I just couldn't get it in my head why they're right and I'm wrong, and I had to like just dwell on it and think of it on my own to do it. That, I don't know, like whatever. But here's the idea. So I have a distortion pedal, and I have it set up so that the volume will stay the same, but it'll make it really distorted. Then I have an overdrive pedal, and I have that one set so it changes the tone very, very little, but like it makes it way, way, way louder, right? So they have like set jobs, and like they have to be set in this certain way for it to work the way it should, right? It's not just like put overdrive, put the knobs where it sounds good. I mean, that's what I was doing for a long time, is I would just put the distortion pedals, move the knobs until it sounds good, and then I'm like, okay, it's done. But then I would end up with like 4 pedals that all do the same job, and it's like, why do you even have 4? And the answer I was saying was for different flavors, but it's like, you really don't need that many flavors of distortion to just play the song, you know? So that was overthinking it and over-engineering it, and it sucked because it was taking away from the guitar. So, all right, let's go through sounds and then I'll do a jam track. So here's clean. there's clean. This one should be the same volume. Let's actually just test it real quick. Go ahead and film the pedal, and I'm going to turn it on and off. And just listen, how much do I have the volume dialed in? So about the same volume. If y'all think I got it wrong, then let's just blame the YouTube compression, right? Then this one should sound about the same. A little bit of extra distortion, but about the same. That's actually more distortion than I want. Okay, now it's too quiet, so we'll bring the volume back up. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right, last but not least is delay. And I'll tell you, my must with this is I really do like having this like red display. Here, let me film that. I really do like having these like futuristic fancy displays because there's all kinds of musical reasons why I will want to know what the BPM is set to, or the milliseconds are set to. And I don't know, I mean, do I need it? Need it? No, but I can think of a lot of legit reasons why I might want that. The second thing that you need in a delay is the tap tempo, and I'll let you look at other videos for that, but yeah, it's a thing. So, all right, I'm gonna play over some jam tracks, and then that's the video. Hope you guys enjoyed this. So we'll call that the video, you guys. Pretty much, I don't know how this audio is going to be. I didn't put like a ton of work into this audio, but I hope you got something about this. And yeah, that's the idea of what I think a pedal board really ought to be at this point. I'm getting a lot back to it because for a long time I was way too focused on what's going down there. And then I just get to thinking like, no, it's all about what's going on up here. And then I realized that that's also wrong. And what it's really about is what's going on in here, right? And all this stuff is just, that's all just output device. That's not important. What's there is the love. So like and subscribe, ring the bell for notification, whatever. Peace.